All right, get ready because today we're taking you to Machu Picchu.
That's right.
But this is not just any trip, oh no. This is about you listening right now, crafting your perfect 10-day adventure to this legendary lost city.
You'll be experiencing everything from the cobblestone streets of Cusco to the heart of the Sacred Valley.
And of course, the awe-inspiring Machu Picchu itself.
Of course.
It's about more than just checking a box on your bucket list. It's about feeling that energy, that connection to history that just makes Machu Picchu so captivating.
Absolutely.
But before you go picturing yourself standing on those sun-drenched ruins, there's one very important thing we need to address.
Altitude.
Altitude, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Cusco, your gateway to Machu Picchu, sits at a whopping 11,148 feet above sea level.
It's high up there.
So before you even think about hiking those Inca trails, you need to acclimatize.
That's right.
Okay, so let's unpack this. What's the best way to avoid feeling like you're climbing Everest on day one?
Well, you want to spend at least a couple of days in Cusco before you do anything too strenuous. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, taking it easy, and consider coca tea.
Coca tea.
Yeah. It's a local remedy for altitude sickness, and it's actually pretty tasty.
That's good to know. So while we're acclimatizing, we get to explore Cusco, which is so much more than just a stopover.
Cusco is the heart of the Inca Empire, and you can feel that history all around you. Walking down these cobblestone streets lined with Inca walls, Spanish colonial architecture, vibrant markets, all bursting with color. It's really something.
I'm just picturing those photos where, the streets are so narrow you can almost touch the buildings on either side.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And then, right in the heart of it all is the Plaza de Armas, the main square. That's where you can really feel the pulse of the city. You've got street performers, you've got vendors selling their traditional crafts, you've got locals just going about their day. It's just a perfect place to just soak it all in.
So what should be at the top of our must-see list in Cusco?
Well, the Inca Museum is a must-see. It's an incredible collection of artifacts and textiles, and it really gives you a glimpse into the daily life, the beliefs, and the artistry of the Inca people. And you also don't want to miss the Cora Concha. It was an ancient Inca temple that was later converted into a Spanish monastery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a fascinating blend of cultures and really a testament to the layers of history that make Cusco so unique.
This is already more than just an ancient history lesson. It's about experiencing that cultural fusion firsthand.
Absolutely. And speaking of culture, make sure you spend an evening enjoying some traditional Peruvian music and dance. There are venues all around Cusco where you can witness the energy and the artistry of these performances. It's truly a feast for the senses.
I can almost hear the music now. But hold on, I know Cusco's incredible, but we can't forget about the reason we're here.
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. So how do we get from Cusco to this legendary lost city?
Well, you have options, which is part of the fun. The most popular route is taking the train from Cusco to Aguas Calientes. That's the town at the foot of Machu Picchu. It's a scenic journey through the Sacred Valley with stunning views of the Andes Mountains and the Urubamba River.
Okay, I'm sold on the train ride. But I've also heard about something called the Inca Trail.
Oh, yes.
What's the deal with that?
The Inca Trail, the granddaddy of all Machu Picchu adventures. This is a multi-day hike, typically 4 or 5 days, that follows the original Inca pathways to Machu Picchu.
Wait, you're telling me we can actually walk the same trails that the Incas used centuries ago?
You can. That's the magic of it. The Inca Trail takes you through breathtaking landscapes, from cloud forests teeming with orchids to high mountain passes with views that will, quite literally, take your breath away.
Wow.
It's a challenge, no doubt, but the reward is experiencing Machu Picchu in a way that few people ever will.
This is starting to sound less like a vacation and more like an epic quest.
That's the spirit. But don't worry, we'll make sure you're fully prepared for either option, whether you choose the comfort of the train or the challenge of the Inca Trail.
Speaking of being prepared, when is the best time to embark on this Machu Picchu adventure? I've heard tales of unpredictable Andean weather.
You've heard right. The dry season, from May to September, offers the best chance of sunny skies and comfortable trekking conditions.
So if I want those iconic photos with Machu Picchu bathed in sunlight, I should aim for the dry season.
That's right. But if you're not afraid of a little rain and you prefer to avoid the crowds, the shoulder seasons, like April to May and September to October, can be magical too.
Really?
Yeah, the landscape's lush and green. You might even catch a rainbow over those ancient ruins.
Okay, so we've tackled the altitude, we've gotten a taste of Cusco, and we've figured out how to get to Machu Picchu. But before we jump into exploring the lost city itself, there's one more stop I'm dying to hear about. The Sacred Valley. Tell me, what makes this valley so sacred?
Well, the Sacred Valley was like the heartland of the Inca Empire. It's
Yep.
where they cultivated their crops, built their cities, and worshiped their gods. A landscape steeped in history, spirituality, and just natural beauty.
All right, so I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about
Uh-huh.
it. So how do we experience the Sacred Valley? Do we just like drive through it and admire the scenery?
Not quite. The Sacred Valley is dotted with all these incredible archaeological sites, charming villages, and bustling markets. It's about slowing down, immersing yourself in the culture, and feeling the energy of this ancient land.
All right, you've convinced me. We're not just passing through. What's our first stop on this Sacred Valley adventure?
Let's start with Pisac. Imagine a traditional Andean market where you can find everything. Hand-woven textiles, colorful ceramics, silver jewelry, alpaca wool sweaters.
Oh, wow.
It's a shopper's paradise and a photographer's dream.
So it's not just about buying souvenirs. It's about experiencing the artistry, the culture of the people.
Precisely. And perched above this market are the ruins of Pisac, an Inca citadel with just stunning views of the valley below. You can wander through the remains of temples, houses, agricultural terraces, and just imagine what life was like for the Inca people who lived there centuries ago.
This is what I love about traveling.
Yeah.
It's not just about seeing things. It's about feeling connected to the past.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
And speaking of feeling connected to the past, our next stop in the Sacred Valley is Ollantaytambo.
Ollantaytambo. Now, I remember you mentioning that earlier when we were talking about the Inca Trail. What's the connection?
Yeah, Ollantaytambo is a strategic Inca fortress and town. It served as a royal estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti, and it played a really crucial role in the Inca resistance against the Spanish conquistadors.
Wait, so this is where those epic battles took place. I'm picturing those massive stone walls, those narrow streets, and I can almost hear the clash of swords, the shouts of warriors.
You've got a vivid imagination, and that's what's so amazing about Ollantaytambo. You can actually walk through the streets, climb the terraces of this ancient fortress, and just feel the weight of history all around you. And for those hiking the Inca Trail, Ollantaytambo is often the starting point for their adventure.
So we've experienced that vibrant market in Pisac and the historic fortress of Ollantaytambo. Is there anything else we need to see in the Sacred Valley before we make our way to Machu Picchu?
Well, the Sacred Valley is full of hidden gems, but if you're looking for something truly unique, I recommend visiting Moray.
Moray, what's that?
Imagine a series of giant circular terraces carved into the earth like an ancient amphitheater.
Wow.
These terraces are known as the Moray Agricultural Laboratory. The Inca used them to experiment with different crops and microclimates.
So they were basically doing agricultural research centuries before modern science even existed.
Exactly. And the ingenuity doesn't stop there. Not far from Moray, you'll find the Maras salt mines.
Salt mines. Okay, this I have to see.
Picture thousands of salt pans cascading down a mountainside, fed by a natural salt spring. It's been in use since pre-Inca times, and it's still producing salt today. The sight of those shimmering white terraces is simply breathtaking.
Okay, I'm officially adding Moray and the Mara salt mines to our Sacred Valley itinerary. But now, I think it's finally time to talk about the main event,
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. We've acclimatized in Cusco, we've explored the Sacred Valley, and we are ready to experience the magic of this lost city.
The moment you've been waiting for has arrived. Whether you arrive by train or you've completed that challenging Inca Trail, that first glimpse of Machu Picchu is something you'll never forget.
I can only imagine. Paint us a picture. What's it like to stand among those ancient ruins, surrounded by those towering peaks?
Imagine yourself stepping through the sun gate as the first rays of dawn illuminate the lost city. The mist is lifting, revealing that intricate stonework, the terraced fields, and those majestic peaks that surround this sacred site.
Oh, I'm getting chills just listening to you describe it. It's like something out of a dream.
It truly is. And as you explore the different sectors of Machu Picchu, you begin to unravel the mysteries of this incredible civilization.
Okay, so let's break it down. What are the key areas that we need to explore in Machu Picchu?
Machu Picchu is divided into two main areas, the agricultural sector and the urban sector. The agricultural sector is just a marvel of engineering. It's got those iconic terraces that cascade down the slopes.
Those terraces are like giant green steps leading up to the sky. I've seen countless photos, but I bet seeing them in person is a whole different experience.
Oh, absolutely. The Incas were masters of agriculture. These terraces allowed them to grow crops even in this challenging mountain environment. And then you have the urban sector. This is where the Inca elite resided and carried out their daily lives. It's where you'll find the temples, palaces, residences, workshops, all connected by this network of narrow streets and stairways.
So it's like stepping back in time and walking through an ancient city. What are some of the must-see structures within the urban sector?
Well, you can't miss the Intihuatana stone, also known as the hitching post of the sun.
Oh, yeah.
This enigmatic stone is believed to have been used for astronomical observations and possibly even religious ceremonies.
I'm picturing those photos where people are touching the stone, trying to feel its energy.
It's a powerful place, no doubt. And then there's the Temple of the Sun. It's a beautifully crafted semicircular structure built right on top of a natural rock formation. It's believed to have been one of the most important temples in Machu Picchu.
Wow.
And be sure to visit the Room of the Three Windows. It's a ceremonial space with just stunning views of the valley below.
Wow, this is incredible. But tell me, what about the man who rediscovered Machu Picchu? Hiram Bingham, right? I've always been fascinated by his story.
Hiram Bingham, yeah, his story is a fascinating one, full of adventure and controversy. He was an American explorer and historian who stumbled upon Machu Picchu in 1911 while he was actually searching for the lost Inca city of Vilcabamba.
So he wasn't even looking for Machu Picchu. It's like something out of an Indiana Jones movie.
Right. And his discovery brought Machu Picchu to the world's attention, but it also sparked debate about his methods and the ownership of the artifacts that he removed from the site.
That raises some important questions about responsible archaeology and cultural heritage.
Absolutely. Machu Picchu is a treasure that belongs to Peru and the world. It's our responsibility to preserve it for future generations.
Okay, I'm ready to book my flight and pack my bags. But before we wrap up this Machu Picchu deep dive, I have one burning question. What's the one thing you wish every visitor to Machu Picchu knew before they arrived?
That's a great question. I think the one thing I'd want every visitor to know is that Machu Picchu is more than just a collection of ancient stones. It's a living, breathing place with a profound energy. It's a place that can touch your soul if you let it.
I love that. So it's not just about taking the perfect selfie or checking off a bucket list item.
Right.
It's about being present, being open to the experience.
Exactly. Take the time to sit quietly among the ruins. Just listen to the wind whistling through the mountains. Feel the energy of this sacred site. You might be surprised at what you discover.
That's beautiful advice. Now, for those listeners who are feeling adventurous and want to experience Machu Picchu in a truly immersive way, let's talk about the Inca Trail. We touched on it earlier, but I'm eager to hear more about this legendary trek.
The Inca Trail is not for the faint of heart, but it's an experience that will stay with you forever. You're going to be hiking for 4 or 5 days, covering about 26 miles of pretty challenging terrain.
Yeah.
But the rewards are immeasurable.
Okay, paint us a picture. What kind of scenery can we expect along the Inca Trail?
Imagine walking through these lush cloud forests where orchids cling to the trees and the air is thick with the scent of damp earth. And then you ascend into the high Andes where the landscape becomes really rugged and dramatic with snow-capped peaks towering above you. And all along the way, you're encountering ancient Inca, ruins, hidden waterfalls, breathtaking views that will just make you stop in your tracks.
This is starting to sound less like a hike and more like a pilgrimage through time.
That's a great way to put it. The Inca Trail is a journey of self-discovery as much as it is a physical challenge.
So besides a good pair of hiking boots and a sense of adventure, what do we need to know before tackling the Inca Trail?
The most important thing is to be prepared. Altitude can definitely be a factor, so it's crucial to acclimatize in Cusco before you even set off on the trail. You'll also need to book your trek well in advance as permits are required and they sell out quickly, especially during peak season.
So we can't just show up and expect to hike the Inca Trail on a whim.
Not quite. And it's highly recommended to go with a reputable tour operator. They'll take care of all the logistics for you, like permits, camping equipment, meals, and you'll have experienced guides who know the trail like the back of their hand.
Okay, that takes a lot of the stress out of it. What about packing? What are the Inca Trail essentials?
Layers are key, as the weather in the Andes can change really quickly. You'll want everything from a waterproof jacket and warm layers for those chilly evenings to lightweight clothing for the warmer days. And don't forget a good hat, sunscreen, and insect repellent.
Okay, I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
So we've covered the Inca Trail, but I know there are other ways to experience the magic of Machu Picchu. What are some of the options for those who might not be up for a multi-day trek?
Yeah, there are plenty of ways to customize your Machu Picchu experience. If you're not keen on hiking, you can take the train all the way to Aguascalientes and then just hop on a bus that will take you up to the entrance of the site.
So even if you're not a seasoned hiker, you can still experience the wonder of Machu Picchu.
Absolutely. And once you're at the site, you can explore at your own pace. There are guided tours available, or you can wander on your own, just following the designated paths and soaking up the atmosphere.
Now I have to ask, for those who crave an extra dose of adventure, what's the deal with Huayna Picchu? I've seen photos of this towering peak that looms over Machu Picchu, and it looks both terrifying and incredible.
Huayna Picchu is definitely not for the faint of heart. It's a steep and challenging climb, but the views from the top are simply breathtaking. You're literally looking down on Machu Picchu with this panoramic vista of the surrounding mountains and valleys.
Okay, that sounds like a must-do for those who are up for the challenge. Yeah. But let's be real, after all that exploring, we're going to need some serious downtime. What does Aguas Calientes have to offer, besides its proximity to Machu Picchu?
Aguas Calientes is a charming little town nestled in the valley below Machu Picchu. It's a great place to just relax and recharge and soak up the atmosphere. There are plenty of restaurants, cafes, and shops, and you can even treat yourself to a soak in the local hot springs.
Sign me up. Soaking in hot springs after a day of exploring ancient ruins sounds like the perfect way to end the day. But wait, I know we can't talk about Peru without talking about the food. What are some of the must-try dishes for those venturing to Machu Picchu and beyond?
Peruvian cuisine is this delicious fusion of Andean and Spanish influences with a focus on fresh local ingredients. One dish you absolutely have to try is ceviche. It's fresh, raw fish, marinated in lime juice, chili peppers, and cilantro.
Oh, I've heard so much about Peruvian ceviche. It's supposed to be some of the best in the world.
You won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling adventurous, try cu.
Cu?
Yeah, roasted guinea pig. It's a traditional Andean delicacy that's been enjoyed for centuries.
Cu. I'm not sure I'm that adventurous, but I'm definitely willing to try all the other culinary delights Peru has to offer.
You won't go hungry.
Yeah.
And don't forget to try Pisco Sour, the national cocktail of Peru. It's a refreshing blend of pisco brandy lime juice, egg white, and a dash of bitters.
Okay, I'm adding Pisco Sour to my list. So as we wrap up this Machu Picchu deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought. What is it about this place, about this journey, that makes it so special?
You know, Machu Picchu is more than just a destination. It's a journey of discovery, a chance to connect with an ancient civilization and really explore the depths of your own spirit. It's a place that will stay with you long after you've returned home.
Beautifully said. So all our listeners out there, start planning your Machu Picchu adventure. Pack your bags, open your mind, and get ready for an experience that'll change your life.
Happy travels.
That's a wrap on another deep dive.